Welcome back. Our meteorologist, all of us have been looking outside at our lawns and saying, you really don't like what you see because the lawns are dry. We definitely need rain, but we should still be grateful because when you look outside of what's happening in San Antonio, we're talking a series of deadly storms that have been tearing through the southern part of the country. 9 people are dead, dozens of others hurt after 33 tornadoes. ABC's Tim Pulliam explains how survivors are dealing with the aftermath.
Tornadoes twisting across the South, leaving a trail of heartbreak and destruction. Neighborhoods obliterated.
Tornado in Selma.
9 people confirmed dead, 7 in Alabama, 2 in Georgia, including a transportation worker killed by fallen debris and a 5-year-old boy who died when the car he was riding in was crushed by a fallen tree. Ken Rivers says he and his son were also hit by debris.
We were in the tornado. The wind was whipping. It was dark. There was just debris hitting us from all angles.
They weren't injured, but the front of Ken's truck is unrecognizable.
It's pretty terrifying. You don't know when you see it coming, but in that split second, you don't know what the damage is going to be.
Georgia state leaders say the damage is widespread. In Troup County, near the Alabama border, one of the hardest areas hit, nearly 50 homes destroyed.
It sounded like a train, like they say, and I went into one of the closets. Came out 10 minutes later, and that's what you found when you come back.
Still have individuals that are unaccounted for that we got to figure out where they are. I mean, they could be, sheltering somewhere else, or they could be waiting to get cut out.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey declaring a state of emergency for 6 counties after at least 23 reported tornadoes. In Selma, this is what a tornado left of one neighborhood. In parts of Tennessee, strong winds took down the side of this brick building, crushing the vehicle underneath. As the South begins to clean up and recover, parts of the West gearing up for another round of extreme weather. Heavy rain, wind, and snow over the next few days could cause more damage and flooding. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, a group of Democratic senators want answers from Southwest Airlines over last month's travel meltdown. The New York Times is reporting that 13 senators sent that letter to Southwest CEO this week, had dozens of questions on things like the airline's flight crew's scheduling system and also its plans for ticket refunds and executive compensation. Southwest has been under pressure since it canceled more than 16,000 flights during the busy holiday travel season and left a lot of passengers stranded in airports. A nonprofit organization received an overwhelming response after it offered free legal help to the people in the community. 1 month after KSAT did a story about Texas legal services centers, we've learned that more than 1,000 applications were submitted for free expunction services. Alyssa Cole tells us more about the response and also how you can still get help even though the organization isn't accepting any more applications. Take a look.
Good afternoon. Partners with Texas Legal Services say the price of expunctions could be part of the reason there was such a big response. The San Antonio NAACP branch is a Texas Legal Services Center partner, and they say expunctions can cost up to $3,000. That's why they're doing everything they can to use a $350,000 grant to give people a second chance before it expires on February 1st.
We had individuals who were having difficulty with childcare and getting assistance. And because of their record, they in many cases are unable to get the help that they need. And these are people, in which a mistake was made. How can we help these individuals with grace and mercy and to show that this is a forgiving community in which everyone deserves another chance?
Now, even though the Texas Legal Services application portal is closed, you can still swing by the NAACP office at the Barbara Jordan Community Center to get expunction resources. The Barbara Jordan Community Center is located at 2803 East Commerce Street. They're open between 9 and 5. If you weren't able to catch those details on your screen, you can visit our website at KSAT12. They're also listed there. Alyssa Cole, KSAT12 News.
Coming up, Tesla's getting cheaper. The company is slashing prices on 2 of its popular vehicles. We'll tell you by how much and also the reason why it's happening. Also, listen to this. The deadline to file your tax return this year, not April 15th. You're going to have more time. We'll talk about that up next. All right, let's talk Teslas. Might be more affordable right now because Tesla has cut the price on its two most popular electric cars in the United States and Europe. The company reduced the price by as much as 20% on some of its Model 3 and Model Y vehicles. The company cut prices because, well, demand is down. Price cuts now make some of the lower price models eligible for the federal tax credits of $700. And that was made available on January 1st under the Inflation Reduction Act. So more opportunities to save money. OK, so while Tesla's cutting prices, HBO Max doing the opposite. The ad-free streaming service now costs $1 more, bringing the price to about $16. The new price just a few cents more than the standard Netflix plan. The version of HBO Max that has ads is going to remain at about $10 a month. And by the way, this is the first price increase for HBO Max since the service launched in 2020. So a lot of us are watching the mailbox waiting for our W-2s to file our tax returns. And here's something that you really don't hear in the same sentence when we talk about taxes. Good news. Yes, this year you have a few extra days to file. Here's why. April 15th falls on a Saturday. And get this, the 17th is a holiday in the District of Columbia. So then that would move the tax deadline to April 18th. And if you want to file right away, you can start on January 23rd, which would be the first day of the tax season. All right, now we're going to go back out to the dome. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's all nice and lit up, and we just hope it is going to be lit there tonight when the Spurs defeat the Warriors. We're hoping, right? 58 degrees out there right now, Mia.
Absolutely. And for any post-game celebrations that you may have planned, it is going to be a little chilly out there, but we've got clear skies in place. It is a beautiful January evening here in South Central Texas. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, it is going to be a cold start to our Saturday morning as those temperatures fall into the 30s. So you will want the coat if you're stepping out early tomorrow morning, but you're not going to need that heavy coat into the afternoon because plenty of sunshine helps those temperatures warm into the mid to upper 60s. On Sunday, though, temperatures will continue to warm, and that takes us into the first half of next week as well before a weak front sparks a limited rain chance. We'll have those details in a few.
Did you look at the calendar today? Yeah, it's Friday the 13th, and the date obviously has a long history associated with bad luck. We're talking negative superstitions about the number 13, which really go back thousands of years, right? Now, to break that line of thinking, in Philadelphia on this date, 13 men used to gather for the occasion. They used to break mirrors, open umbrellas and doors, and also walk under ladders. They also threw salt over their shoulders, and they let black cats cross their paths. The Friday the 13th Club in Philadelphia was inspired by founding father Benjamin Franklin, who also wanted to debunk all of the nonsense about bad omens. So, a little bit of trivia for you. Now, here's some stories creating a buzz. Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new taste for the new year because why not? The beverage company says the new formula features more caffeine and also a revamped sweetener. Pepsi says that taste testers called the flavor bolder and more refreshing. Some Reddit users say that it's sweeter with less of an unpleasant aftertaste. But wait, is it still unpleasant? A little bit? I don't know. You can decide for yourself because the new Pepsi Zero Sugar is on store shelves right now. Okay, keep this in mind. If you're ever at Disneyland in California, a new Princess and the Frog restaurant is opening at the park later on this year. Tiana's Palace, with its peach-colored walls and fancy green wrought iron balconies, will be the newest restaurant on Anaheim's Orland Street. The quick service-style eatery is going to feature authentic New Orleans flavors with the pizzazz and the flair of the restaurant from the film. The opening is a prelude to the anticipated opening of the new attraction called Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is set to open next year. Also, we want you to check this out because Frosty has nothing on that snowman. That's an actual snowman in Wisconsin. It's towering above a highway there. It's 58 feet. It's stopping people in their tracks who want to take pictures with the giant. A construction company owner, his sons, and some of his crew members built the snowman 4 stories high. Its name is Jeffrey, in honor of the owner's late brother. And let me tell you something about Jeffrey. He's high maintenance. It took months to build, along with 166,000 pounds of snow. Looks nice and white, but you know when snow gets dirty, not really a good look.
Not really. But yes, my biggest thing was how long did it take to build that snowman?
Apparently months to get it together, and also because, during the day sometimes the snow melts and all that stuff. I mean, something that could never happen here in San Antonio. Speaking of, if you're out and about this weekend, I mean, this is a layering kind of weekend, so just keep those sweaters handy.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll need to bundle up in the mornings, especially tomorrow morning. It's going to be another cold start in the 30s, similar to what we found out there earlier this morning. But by the afternoons, you're not really going to need that extra layer, because especially tomorrow we'll find more sunshine out there. Highs are in the mid to upper 60s, and then on Sunday, daytime highs climb into the 70s. We do have a warming trend that's in store here in San Antonio and surrounding areas over the next several days. That's even going to continue as we head into the first half of next week. But first, we'll start off with a look at current conditions outside right now. Really beautiful out there. Temperatures turning cool now that the sun has set. 59 degrees officially over at San Antonio International. Dew points in the 20s, so that dry air very much in place, but that makes it comfortable when you do step outdoors. You don't have that humidity that greets you right out the door. 56 in Bulverde this hour, same over in Seguin and Guadalupe County, 58 in Canyon Lake, 57 in Rio Medina, and 61 out there in Castroville. We've got less wind in place today, especially compared to the 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts that we saw yesterday. Those light winds combined with the clear skies and those lower humidity values will allow those temperatures to tumble through the overnight hours again. So as Stephania was mentioning, yes, you're going to want that extra layer and to bundle up out there if you're stepping out early tomorrow morning. We're in the mid to upper 30s here in Bexar County, around 38 over at San Antonio International, 34 in Bulverde, 37 out in Floresville. Also like this morning, especially for areas west of town and then up into the hill country, a brief light freeze, not completely out of the question right before the sun comes up. But once it does, also like today, we will find plenty of it throughout the first half of the weekend. Temperatures warming to about 60 by lunchtime, 65 by 2 p.m. And then for those daytime highs here in South Central Texas, for the most part, we're looking at the mid to upper 60s. So maybe just a few degrees warmer than what we found out there this afternoon. But overall, it is going to be a beautiful start to the weekend. Here in San Antonio, we likely won't have gusty winds, but I think across our far western counties, closer to the Rio Grande, the southern Edwards Plateau, some wind gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. Not completely out of the question. So when you combine that with the dry air in place, as well as the lack of rainfall, it probably is a good idea to avoid outdoor burning. Some elevated fire danger conditions in place in our western counties. Eventually, though, what we're going to find with those south winds, really by tomorrow night and into the early morning hours of our Sunday, more of that Gulf moisture and humidity is going to start to filter back into the area, which will lead to some areas of patchy fog Sunday morning and I think into Monday morning for MLK Day there as well. Along with that, you can see that warming trend already by Sunday. Still a little chilly, but a bit warmer than tomorrow morning, mid to upper 40s. Daytime highs flipping around to the 70s. By Monday morning, we're in the mid 50s. And then afternoon highs are closer to 80. We do look to find a weak frontal boundary that will at least try to move into parts of the area Monday night. Unfortunately, no rain for us with that boundary. Maybe a slight break in dew points into Tuesday, but daytime highs are still much warmer than average, near 80. Stephania, another front arrives on Wednesday. That one a little bit more promising and maybe a few isolated showers with that one as well.
Yeah, I'm watching that 20% very closely, Mia. Thank you. In case you missed it, coming up next. Lots of stuff happened today, but if you missed anything, this is for you.
It is Friday, the 13th of January.
I don't know if you got the memo, but yeah, it's game day, baby. The Spurs return to the Dome Court tonight at 6:30, but the hype, it's It's already here. KSAT12 flying over the traffic near the Alamo Dome right there. And you just look at all the traffic, all the people there walking into the Alamo Dome.
More than 65,000 people may be inside the Alamo Dome to celebrate 50 years of our San Antonio Spurs.
We've been talking to a lot of fans.
What do you remember most about what the Spurs accomplished in this building?
Tenacity. They hung in there through thick and thin.
How long you been going to Spurs games?
Oh, heck, I guess since the arena.
Oh, wow. See, there you go. See? It's hemisphere. It's hemisphere. That's what I'm saying, man. We sit there and talk all day long about the old days.
The West Side family thankful for a watchful neighbor after that neighbor woke the family up and alerted them about a fire. The fire was reported just before 8 this morning on South Ellison Drive, not far from Marbach Road. The flames spread to a bedroom on the second floor and then through the roof. A vehicle that was parked near the garage also damaged. The family was able to get out safely. No one hurt. It's not clear what caused that fire. Take a look at what a 9-year-old girl found at a state park in Maryland, a massive prehistoric shark tooth.
Molly Sampson discovered the megalodon tooth in the water at Calvert Cliff State Park. The 15-million-year-old tooth is 5 inches long, the size of Molly's hand. Experts say it likely belonged to a shark nearly 50 feet long, almost the size of a semi-truck trailer.
You know, we can't say for sure whether you're about to see as a result of the Spurs game right now, but this is a live look at I-10 at New Braunfels. It's out of the east side as people are getting on to 281. Look at the traffic right there, down to a crawl. You don't want to deal with that. All right. Now back here, it's January, but you know what people are thinking about? Mardi Gras. Starting tomorrow, SeaWorld is kicking off its Mardi Gras event that's going to last through February 26th. It's going to be a party atmosphere with pork jambalaya, crispy fried shrimp, live music, so much more. Also, you can enjoy the Sesame Street Mardi Gras parade that's going to feature Sesame Street characters dressed up and also dancing to music on those colorful floats. If you want more details, go to our website, KSAT.com. Mia.
Love me a good Mardi Gras party, that's for sure. All right, cold tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, highs in the mid to upper 60s. Warming trend takes us into the back half of the weekend, and next week, maybe a few isolated showers on Wednesday.
And we have to squeeze this in. Go Spurs, go!
Go Spurs, go!
We'll see you on the Night Feed.